we are helping migrants who migrate to the new country get access to credit cards, bank accounts, financial services in the new country based on their good credit history that they've developed in their home country. So that's what we want to do. So the vision of the Zolve is to build a financial world that goes beyond borders. We are in the business of facilitating money movement across the borders. To begin with, we are focusing on the India to the US corridor. When people migrate from India to the US, either for work or for education, currently how the market is that whenever people migrate, come to the new country, in the US, since they don't have a local credit history, they end up being treated as high credit risk individuals, because of which their access to credit is limited, and whatever limited access to credit that they are super expensive, right? And having a credit history in the US is super important. It helps you in getting loans at a very low interest rate. Insurance premiums are at a lower rate. Finding accommodation, even the landlord checks the credit history before they give their house for rent. Even potential future employers also checks the individual's credit history before they start giving out employment offer letters, because of which is extremely important. But most of these migrants get stuck in the chicken egg problem, where they don't get access to credit products because they don't have a credit history, and they can't build a credit history because they don't have access to credit products. So currently what people do is, even though the initial set of credit products are super expensive, they don't have a choice but to take these credit products and slowly and painstakingly build their credit history spanning 3 to 4 years. What we realize is majority of these people have a great credit history in their home country. Just because the financial institutions in the US doesn't talk to the financial institutions in India, there is a risk arbitrage where a low risk individual is treated as a high risk individual. That is what we are using as an opportunity here to help these migrants moving from India to the US to get access to their credit history. So that's how things work. So we've been operational since August 2021. So started focusing on the fall 21 students, the spring 21 students, on also the working professionals who are going there. So initially we wanted to do a product market fit with 500 migrants moving from India to the US. We got 50,000 signups because there is no next best opportunity, and usually migrants know each other, right? So the phenomenal word of mouth, and we got a lot more signups than what it is. And not just that, right? For the spring students, we got 75% market share. We were able to get so much of market share primarily because the problem is real, and there is no viable solution for these guys. And what we are providing is kind of solution to this. And unlike other neobanks, so we are a better place primarily because our business model has a very uniqueness to it. We acquire customers in India just before they migrate. And because of this, our cost is in Indian rupees, and we make revenues in US dollars. We provide these customers a bank account, debit card, credit card. As of now, on the credit card, the 2% interchange the merchant pays, that comes to us as revenue. So cost is in Indian rupees, revenues are in US dollars. The model is unit level profitable from day one. And over a period of time, we want to make this into a platform where people come to Zolve, right? So they get access to bank account, debit card, credit card, right? And along with that, they get access to remittances, then investments in the US stocks, investments in US crypto, wealth management, help them in opening up NRE, NRO accounts back in India, access to loans and insurances in the US. So we want to build a whole platform for customers to interact. That is what we have done as part of Zolve. Going forward, so currently it's operational between India and US. For a period of time, we're looking at migrants traveling from India to Canada, India to UK, India to Europe, India to Australia, right? And over a period of time, we'll do Canada, US, UK, US, LATAM to US, right? And eventually we want to be that platform where people migrate anywhere to anywhere. They should not be too far away from their financial positions. So the entire vision of Zolve is to have a single Zolve bank account, and people can travel all across the world without having to worry about managing their money in their new country. That's the vision that we are talking about. In terms of execution, as I rightly mentioned, as I previously mentioned, in the last 10 months, we've been able to get a huge chunk of the market share. We have more than 300,000 signups on the platform. right? And we are 10th month retention is close to 90%. So people are using us. People are using us extensively. People are referring us. 80% of our customers comes through referrals these days. So that's been the thing. And moreover, a lot of people from different countries are reaching out to us and asking us, why are you restricting this only to Indians coming from migrants coming from India? You should help other migrants also who are coming from different countries to the US, right? So that is something that we are taking up this year. We're looking at migrants from different countries lining up in the US and extending the same services that we offer to our Indian immigrants to the immigrants across the world. So that's the future that we are looking at. So while building Show, we have raised two rounds of funding. We raised a seed of $15 million from the with Axel Partners and Lightspeed Ventures, and we raised a Series A last year, end of last year, from led by DST, Tiger, Alkion, right, and even partners of Koto and SoftBank are also part of the venture. And so we have a great set of investors. We have a real problem, and every year migrants keep migrating to different parts of the world. So we are looking at helping these people to sort out all the differences. The vision is to really make money movement across the world a lot more easier. So currently, what we offer our customers is a bank account, a debit card, and credit card. And we offer these products to our customers while they're still in India before they board their flight to the US. And we are able to do this because most of the banks in the US need SSN to open up bank accounts or provide credit cards and things like that. So we don't need SSN. We use the US visa issued by the US government as a unique identification, and we do the KYC around that, and we provide these bank accounts, debit card, credit card to our customers while they're still in India. So we are the only ones who have the ability to provide that, and nobody else does that. So this helps a lot of our customers because they don't have to carry cash while they're traveling, and so they can open up the account, fund that account, transfer money from their Indian bank accounts to the US bank accounts, and let the money wait for them when they come to the US. So they don't have to book up appointments with the US bank after they land up there. They don't have to stand in the queues, and they don't have to worry about not having a credit history or setting up a security deposit to really start there. So that's what we do. In terms of funding, we raised two rounds of funding. We raised a seed round of $15 million led by Axel Partners and Lightspeed Ventures. Right, and over a period of time, once we went live, we raised a Series A of $40 million led by DST along with Tiger and Alkion Ventures. Partners of Kotu and SoftBank also participated in them, and obviously the existing investors, Axel and Lightspeed, also participated in the round. And given that the model is unit level profitable, so on burn rate is extremely low. Majority of the money that we have raised, it's still in the bank. And given that the marketing expenses are on the lower side, we are able to generate more revenue per customer than most of the other neobanks. Some interesting insights about our business model. As point number one is we acquire customers in India, because of which our cost is in Indian rupees. We make revenue in US dollars because our customers are going to use the products in the US. So cost is in low value currency, revenue in high value currency. The model is unit level profitable from day one. Secondly, majority of the neobanks across the world are focusing on subprime customers, the kind of customers who don't have much wherewithal in paying for services. But we are actually building a neobank for super prime customers who are traded subprime as soon as they enter the US. And these super prime customers have wherewithal to pay for services. If you look at it, right, an average US household income in the US is around $65,000. But the same thing, an average annual household income of an Indian household in the US is around $135,000, twice that of the average US household income. So these are super prime customers. Just because the banks don't have much information about them, they end up being treated as subprime customers. The third thing is the new banks struggle to become the primary bank accounts across the world. But since we provide these bank accounts and the credit cards while the customers are still in India, right? As soon as they land there, On day one, when they join the work, they provide Zolve bank account as the salary account to their employer. So we start off as a primary bank account, right? The salary starts getting deposited in our bank account. And secondly, since we provide the credit card while they're still in India, as soon as they land up in the US, right? So they put our credit card in Uber, Lyft, Amazon, Postmates, DoorDash. So we start off as a primary credit card also. Right, so where other banks are struggling to become, other new banks are struggling to become the primary bank accounts and the primary card. We start off as a primary bank account, the primary card for the super prime customer with a great unit level economics. That's the business that we are into. That's the reason investors such as Axel, HP, Tiger, Koku, SoftBank, DST are interested in our business. And moving forward, right, so even though we started off with this, we introduced remittances early this year, so that as soon as people open up the bank account, they can fund the account so that the money can be waiting to will wait for them before they even get there. So most of our customers are using remittances. For a period of time, we want to launch other products also, make the entire Zolve as a platform, and adding loans, insurances, investing in the US stock market, investing in the crypto markets, right, wealth management, and also help them in opening up NRD, NRO accounts back in India, right, and help ease the money movement across both the countries. So that invariably adds into the vision of Zolve, where we are looking at building a financial world that goes beyond borders, where we facilitate money movement seamlessly across borders. The entire thing is to empower every individual or every entity an opportunity to participate in the global markets. That's our endeavor. That's what we are working towards.